Let's turn now to the views of a Labour MP. Steve McCabe can join us now down the line. Labour MP, of course. Welcome to the programme, Steve. First of all, what can we expect Sir Keir Starmer to be saying in Prime Minister's questions at noon today?
Well, I think he'll probably simply ask him to come clean. I think there's been too much evasion, there's been too much deception, and I think he'll say that the public are entitled to some straight answers. Boris Johnson knows if he was at this event or not. Boris Johnson knows if he broke his own rules or not. And Boris Johnson owes the public an explanation and an honest answer.
Is there anything that the Prime Minister could say today that would, in your view, ameliorate the situation for him?
Well, frankly, I find it hard to imagine what that might be. I mean, he seems to have boxed himself into a corner. He's reinforced this idea that there's one set of rules for him and his cronies and a different set for everyone else, and he's reinforced the idea that he's a man who can't be trusted.
Now, I wonder to what extent this whole affair, to some people, may seem a little historic. There are obviously huge challenges for the country right now, big problems, whether it's the cost of living, whether it's all of the associated problems to that, gas bills, inflation, and indeed how long this pandemic may drag out. I suppose there is a question as to how much of our focus should be on relitigating a situation that happened 2 years ago.
Well, these are all problems that the Prime Minister has also inflicted on the country, and perhaps if he paid more attention to detail over the years, we'd be in a better situation. But I don't think you can simply say that we'll just forget that he broke the laws that he brought in because, you know, we've got a few other issues to deal with now. I've never heard of that happening in the past. I'm not quite sure if people would be prepared to accept that. Look, I think this has moved beyond politics. My sense is it's the public who are now angry about this. They feel as if they've been cheated and lied to, and I don't think you can get away with that as if it's just a bit of party political knockabout.
Now, your party, the Labour Party, is ahead in the polls. The Tory party has taken a significant knock. There's a lot of confidence lost in the Prime Minister. Are you worried, as a Labour Party, however, that all this has come about due to unforced errors emanating from the Prime Minister himself and potentially not all that brilliant campaigning or tactics from the Labour Party? You seem to have lucked out due to a situation of unforced errors from the Prime Minister rather than anything you've done yourselves.
Well, there's always a view that governments lose elections. But, I mean, my sense is that Labour has quite a long way to go in reassuring the public and explaining to the public exactly what Labour in government would mean. I don't think we can take too much satisfaction from the current situation at all. And I don't think that's where Keir Starmer's at. I think he is trying to map out a route to government that's about explaining to the British public what he would do, what he would tackle. I think there is some evidence on things like, obviously, the VAT cut on gas and electricity at the moment, that we are in tune with the public and the government are not.
Well, Steve McCabe, thank you for joining us this morning on GB News and giving your views over what will be a momentous day in British politics. Of course, Prime Minister's questions coming up at midday today, and we'll take that live on GB News.